The first assembly hall, built around 9500 BC, Jerf el Ahmar in Syria. Means the Red Cliffs. That's right. This is a Neolithic village from 11,000 years ago, and it was excavated just before it was submerged due to dam construction, really a race against time. That's right. It is a site that has been dramatically revealed to the world. So today's mission for us is this. No, it's before we start farming in earnest, so how can I put it like this? Could there have even been complex social organizations or even massive public buildings? Yes, that's really a mystery. The excavation manager even described this place as a mirror reflecting the society of that time. Yes. Now let's take a look into that mirror together. Yes. That mirror shows a very decisive transitional period during the Neolithic era, between around 9500 and 8700 BC. Transitional period? Yes. People lived there continuously for about 800 years, so if you look closely, there are at least 12 layers of village periods stacked on top of each other. Wow, 800 years is really a long time, isn't it? It's a place where you can feel the depth of time. So what is the first change you notice as you follow those layers? It seems to be the shape of the house. At first, there were only those round houses that were just dug into the ground, in a semi-basement style. Oh, circular houses? Yes. However, as time goes by, square-shaped houses, that is, houses with right angles, start to appear. Square houses? Yes. Eventually, that becomes the complete trend. I don't think it's just that the shape of the house has changed. That's right. This is the core issue. It's not simply a matter of changing design preferences. The way we think about and plan spaces has fundamentally changed. How should I put it? It's a change that could be called a kind of cognitive revolution. This clear evidence is considered one of the earliest cases in the world. The cognitive revolution is impressive. But there's something else amazing, right? The shared building? Oh yes, that's really surprising too. There were much larger circular communal buildings discovered that are distinctly different from the houses where people lived. How big were they? They have a diameter of about 7 meters and can be as large as 9 meters. The depth is also more than 2 meters, making it a kind of semi-basement structure. That's quite big. That's right, if you look at it from the standards of that time. Along the inner wall, there are benches arranged like this, so I imagine people must have gathered and sat there. There were also traces of storage for wild barley, wheat, and lentils. So it also served as a storage facility. Yes, to create something like this, the entire community would have had to plan and invest an enormous amount of labor. Indeed, it's a scale that could never be built alone. But I heard that it wasn't just a simple warehouse or something like a community center. Yes, that's another interesting part. It seems like it wasn't just a functional building. What do you mean? For example, some buildings have plaster on the walls and decorations made of bull skulls on top. Bull skulls? Yes. And more shockingly, a headless female skeleton was found in the center of a building's floor, with her limbs spread out like this. A headless skeleton? That's quite significant, isn't it? What kind of ritual could this be related to? I think the possibility of that is very high. In fact, it seems that these buildings go through a ceremonial closure process where they are intentionally set on fire and covered with dirt after use. Oh, so it wasn't just abandoned but intentionally buried? So, while it had practical functions like grain storage, it also served as a symbolic space where very important rituals or gatherings took place, functioning like a multi-purpose center. Survival and faith were in the same space. That's right. It can be said that it is a form where issues directly related to life and the spiritual world are integrated. I see. Oh, and it's interesting that those small stone plates are called traps of ideas. Yes. It is said that geometric patterns or animals are engraved there, and this is over 5,000 years before the emergence of writing. It's fascinating that it was used to record information or convey stories. That's right. It's interpreted as a kind of shared symbolic system, like a device that aids memory. It's another piece of evidence showing how complex the mindset of people at that time was. But those symbols didn't just come from here, right? Yes, that's also important. These symbols are found not only at Jerf el Ahmar, but also in other nearby archaeological sites, even in the famous Göbekli Tepe in a similar form. Even at Göbekli Tepe? Yes. This is strong evidence that there was a quite extensive cultural and information exchange network among these regions at that time. It becomes more interesting when compared to Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe has no signs of human habitation, but it does have massive temple-like structures. That's right. It's mainly seen as a ceremonial center. So it's a different model compared to having monumental public buildings within the actual village like in Jerf el Ahmar. Does this perhaps show that the way society becomes complex was different? You are correct. That can happen. Göbekli Tepe may show a more hierarchical model of social integration centered around a group of experts who preside over specific rituals. On the other hand, Jerf el Ahmar reflects the actual needs of the community, such as the storage of offerings, and serves as a social and religious focal point, meaning that rituals and gatherings are integrated into the village itself. Could it be a more lifestyle-oriented model? A lifestyle-oriented model? Yes, both represent social complexities that emerged before agriculture became fully established, but there may have been differences in how they were integrated. In the end, it shows that the Neolithic era had already begun, indicating that society had reached a significantly complex and mature stage before any major economic changes related to agriculture. That's exactly it. The ability to promote large-scale public projects, the use of sophisticated symbolic strategies, and perhaps even the emergence of social role distribution may have already been evident. To summarize, it means that all of this was possible even without agriculture. Well, perhaps it's because this social foundation was established first that agriculture was able to take root and develop more easily later on. That's a thought that crosses my mind, and it's a perfectly plausible interpretation. This means that social development may have led to technological and economic changes. One of the most important legacies they left behind might be the very concept of public space. It was decided to put in tremendous effort together for a space that belongs to everyone, not just a specific individual. Wasn't this the beginning of things like city squares or temples later on? That's right. Investment for the community. This could be the beginning of the concept. However, it is truly heartbreaking that all these precious stories are now submerged under the water of the Tishrin Dam. Yes, it is a sad reality. That's why excavation records have become more important. Well, today's deep dive ends here. Yes. Finally, I would like to leave this question for you and for those who are listening. If such massive communal construction and social complexity were possible without the agricultural revolution, what should we reconsider about the true driving forces behind early human societies and the nature of the events we call revolutions?